Horde mode is here. This is not a drill. It's here. It's a real thing. I've been doing a lot of screaming lately since I got a Shundo Jirachi from my research. That has nothing to do with the video. I just wanted to share that. Also, I'm streaming, so if you want to see me running Horde mode live on stream and you're watching this on the day of posting, Twitch link down below. I'm probably going to be posting my very first run. A1 expressed interest in running together, so I might do that with him. I don't know. It seems like the run lengths are about 1 hour long. These are the XP values if you are interested. I'll be getting into more details down below. I'm just giving you the footnotes real quick, and it's looking pretty cool. I recorded a short little video of what the map looks like. I might get into that a bit later on, but it looks really, really cool, and I'm very excited. It seems like it's kind of a shorter Frost Knight with a mix of endurance in there, so yeah. Without getting too far ahead of ourselves, let's start reading what we've got here. Now, this update, 24.3, introduces the Survive the Horde. That's technically the name of it, Survive the Horde. And before I get too far into it, again, I'm sorry, I had one more mentioning because the name reminded me. I did add a section in Discord for this. So if you are interested in finding a team, which all of you should be, whether it be public lobbies or Discord, I recommend Discord. Pubs are very random, and at least in the server, you have people you can talk to. And I almost always have an event channel for our server. I've never had 2 events at once. Horde mode and dungeons. It's an exciting time for Save the World. I'm liking it. All right. Continuing on. Defend your bases from waves of enemies to earn rewards in the process. And then it also brings back Brawl of the Wild. I have already added this to the yearly timeline. We finally have a start date for this. It is May 3rd. For those of you who didn't know, I had start date unknown just for the entire season so far. But now we know. May 3rd. When you're not dealing with waves of enemies, deal with the outbreak of wildlife. No, we will not. Most players actually want wildlife out of the game. I'm not one of them, but I understand the sentiment. So Riggs is sending you to a mining expedition to gather supplies, but this mining expedition is overrun by the storm. While traversing, that shouldn't be capitalized, that's not the end of a sentence, or is it? Maybe, no, I might be wrong. While traversing the volcanic island, survive grueling waves of husks and defend your resource bases. How long can you survive the Horde? For those of you who have never played Horde mode before, I don't have any footage of this because I was like power level 40 when this first came out, or 70, I don't know. It was a long time ago when the old Horde mode was in the game. I believe that lasted a lot longer, but the same idea is true, where you set up a base, you and 3 of your teammates all set up your own base, and then you rotate defending which base you're defending. And that's kind of the idea. So you're setting that up and you're defending in rotation. It's a pretty cool idea. So kind of all 4 of you need to be on it. Now, the new map, you'll be beyond the Storm Shield at an old mining operation. So that's where my video comes in. I loaded in for like 30 seconds, but this is kind of my look around. This is the starting area. This is nothing amazing. Again, I wanted to get right into a stream. I ate, showered, set up a stream very quickly, and that's what I'm doing now. So I'll be checking this out more in person, but I didn't want to have no footage for you guys. So here, I put in a token effort to show you a little bit of gameplay, but this is just a home-based report video. This isn't some in-depth video. You're not going to get a ton of tips. I did ask A1 in his stream, like, what are some hot tips? And he mentioned that you get a lot of resources, so recycling should not be necessary on your base. At least one of you should be running Constructor, but since you're only defending one single structure, it's basically a single Atlas defense, you only really need one base, and that the Xenobow is super strong. Who was surprised? DPS builds, abilities are pretty good, so like Dragon Scourge, minigun, stuff like that should be very, very helpful. We'll get into more of that right now. So, the approaching storm has split the island asunder. Who uses that freight? And you'll have to navigate across deep fissures full of lava as you traverse the island, as shown. These are the deep fissures of lava. That's why I said it's a mix between endurance and Frost Knight, because it looks a lot like Twine. The mine, cavern, and depot are the different places you'll be defending, with limited time to rush between them during the breaks. Investing some resources in bridging these chasms will certainly be worthwhile. Woo! The storm is closing in fast, so there's no time to harvest. Breaking down objects with your pickaxe won't yield any resources. No farming the map, which means you'll be reliant on supply drops that appear between each wave. The drops will deliver your weapons, ammo, ingredients. I did check, by the way. This was my #1 concern. You can craft your own weapons. That's why it's kind of like Frost Knight, where you start with random weapons and you can loot random weapons from the supply drops. That makes the game accessible to any player, no matter your level. That's why I was able to enjoy this at power level 40 way back when. But if you're an endgame player with a proper inventory, you can craft those as well. So Yeah. And then in chat, Sig is giving me grammar tips. I think that was the end of it. You know what? We're not going to get into that. All right. We're not. Nobody cares. So build a fort, surround with traps. Oh, by the way, that's what I mentioned where those supply drops, as A1 said, give you tons of builds. You should be good with that, but I haven't experienced that myself. So build a fort, surround with traps, and craft weapons to defend each of these resource bases. If one is taken down, you receive fewer supply drops. And if all 3 are gone, then the expedition will seize. Oh, maybe it's 3 bases, not 4. I don't know. Anyway, we'll find out. It doesn't matter. That's just specific. So, defeat the Horde. Survive 15 waves of increasingly tougher enemies. Look out for Horde waves where a strong enemy type will show up en masse. And for gameplay modifiers that can appear during the wave to mix things up. So if you're reduced to 0 health, your allies will only have a short amount of time to get you back up. And if your entire team goes down, you'll fail. So, interesting. And now, this is very cool. Freight messaged me that he added this line 1 minute before I started recording. So thank you, community manager, for making sure I knew. Archer had originally tweeted this issue, and that brought it to his attention. On break, he came out of vacation to give us this. But either way, there is a known issue where smashers may attack the objectives, and they're going to resolve this in a future update. They know that's probably going to be pretty annoying that smashers can do damage. They're not supposed to do that, and that's it. They're working on it. So it'll be a little annoying at first. Try not to complain. They're literally already fixing it. So there you go. Quests and rewards. There's a set of Horde quests for you to complete, including daily quests that reward Battle Pass XP. This is actually just the normal reward, not the quest. So it looks like you can max out your daily XP cap in like 2 runs, maybe 1.5 runs. That's really quick. Which also, yeah. Let me back up. Battle Pass XP and quests that reward banner icons. And sprays. So these are the sprays that you get, which is pretty cool. You can use these sprays. We have Save the World cosmetic. Okay, I know there's sprays. I know, but like you can go into Battle Royale, I believe, and spray stuff that you got from Save the World. That's pretty cool. I think that's a first. Am I crazy? I know we've had banners, but I think that's a first. Maybe somebody in chat can correct me. That's why I do these on stream, because they have more brains than I do. Difficulty modifiers, but grant extra cosmetic rewards. So that's really cool. There might be more than just these. I don't honestly know, and I'm kind of excited. I'm sure if it's a success, there'll be more in the future. So for the first challenge week, that'll be starting, I guess, tomorrow. Hasty Husks. Damaging and eliminating enemies will make them move quicker. Even worse, if they get close enough to damage you, they'll heal themselves. So they have vampiric properties, and they speed up when you attack them. So they're recommending that you focus fire to take them out quickly, and preferably at a distance with 2 endpoints there. Freight. You already had the exclamation point, which I know this is like a sub note, so it probably wasn't the proper sentence, but I don't think the period was... Well, you know what? I don't know. I don't care. I'm not an English teacher. I'm not even worried about it. Asteroid says we have the spray from dungeons. There you go. So very few cosmetics from Save the World, but still exciting in my opinion. Just wait till we have skins. God, if only Save the World. Oh yeah, by the way, we have BR skins. I'm mentioning this right now. I was going to mention this at some point in the video. Anakin and Padme are here. This is more of like a daily shop video kind of topic, but it released at the same time, so if you want to use code Mista, I'd appreciate it. But I was gonna make a sarcastic comment, so let's go to Save the World so I can set up that joke. Gosh, if only Save the World had some source material. If only we had some custom skins that didn't exist in BR. If there was only something we could pull from that was unique. Man, I have no idea. Anyway, so the next week challenge modifier will be Melee Mayhem. Ranged weapons and ammo are limited, so any ranged attacks made against husks will ricochet and damage you. On the bright side, your trap damage and melee attack speed will be boosted. Ooh, Paleo Luna enters the field. So put away those guns, craft some extra traps, and start swinging. Yeah, that's pretty cool. You know, basically the same modifiers as Frost Knight. Hasty is not a Frost Knight one, but you know, cool. And then here's the graphic for all the stuff we showed earlier. And then, as mentioned earlier, Brawl the Wild. Yeah, this is just a quest that gives Gia. I'm skipping over this because the animal heroes are really bad right now. They need more updates, and that's all I'll say about that. And then the powder keg's coming around. I planned weeks in advance for the powder keg. I have a 3-part video series on bows. First one was the vacuum tube bow. The Xenon bow video just went out. Very good loadouts, and it seems like these loadouts are also very good for Horde mode. Might want to check them out. And then the powder keg also did fantastic with Rabble Raider in the lead, so stay tuned for that video. Definitely going to be a fun one. And Yeah, powder keg. Not the highest damaging bow on its own, but with totally rocking out Rabbit Raider and the boom covering everything, I found it to be an extremely enjoyable one. And yeah. Then Buccaneer Ramirez. Not the most exciting hero, but pretty good to throw into a dungeon loadout for, like, if you're using lefty and righty. She's pretty good support for that. And solid hero. I don't know. It's just a normal good hero. And then the bug fixes. So fixed an issue. I'm going to be smirky and condescending for a second. Fixed an issue that allowed players to bring over previous Ventures weapons to new season. Oh no. Oh, Ventures cheaters can't do that anymore. Oh, it's such a shame. Okay, you know what? Honestly, I give no hate to anybody who doesn't want to do Ventures like the rest of us. Even I pretty shamelessly went into a 140 zone for my very first game. I don't like Ventures as much as the next guy, but so maybe I should cool it on the condescension. You know what? I go back on what I just said. Either way, that's a bug that's been around forever. I feel like bringing weapons from previous seasons would be cool just as a normal feature. I think we should all be able to do that legitimately. Yeah, I try not to exploit. I'll happily have a friend who beat the game and then play with them, but exploiting is a little, I don't know. These are just moral compasses that aren't always going to align. I've already triggered a bunch of comments. I can already see it. If they weren't so distracted by Horde mode, I'd be hearing it. Fix an issue where Huss would ignore the shelter and evacuate the shelter. Oh, shit. I might have been responsible for that. But who likes evacs? Man, they should reduce that cooldown. That timer, 10 minutes before you can do anything is... bleh. So, yeah, Horde mode. I have no more thoughts to share that I haven't already said. I'm going to go play it. Twitch link down below. Or if you're watching this after the first, like, 8 or 9 hours, then probably new videos on the channel. Who knows?